Hi. Here's an introduction to the Make Your Own Gamebook application. Make Your Own Gamebook allows you to create your very own interactive gamebook, where readers choose how to engage with characters and events they encounter as the story unfolds. All you need to do is keep tabs on your section names and the section title headers, and references throughout the text, and the Python code takes care of all the nitty-gritty details of assigning the numbers and sorting your document for you. The code even checks for spelling mistakes in the section titles and lets you know if you have duplicates. Importantly, it verifies that the last section can be accessed from the first section without interruption. That is to say, it checks for contiguity, and lets you know the furthest section that it is able to reach in your unsorted original document. This helps you figure out where there are issues as you are writing your work. Text documents or rich text format documents may be used with the code, and you can even feed the code the RTF document from the Tintype text typewriter optical character recognition application. See links in the description. Here's a general description of this application, and some pointers to keep in mind in order to get best results. Every section within the document should bear a unique name, using a ** section opening tag and closing asterisks, as exemplified by the following section title header, ** section exploration of the cave **. The same section titles, without the opening tags or asterisks, but preceded by turn to and followed by a period, for example, turn to exploration of the caves, period, will be used throughout the section text to refer to the appropriate section title headers. It must be emphasized that the presence of 2 consecutive asterisks before, within the ** section tag, and after the section title header is required in order to locate the section titles within the text. Furthermore, a period is needed after a section title reference, so as to indicate the end of the random index, so that turn to 1 is not confused with turn to 11, for instance. All of the section title headers, for example, ** section exploration of the cave **, and section title references, for example, turn to exploration of the caves, period, need to be spelled the exact same way to ensure correct random index substitutions. Also, you should avoid putting any text before the first section or after the last section, as this text would be lost after splitting the document into individual sections. You should instead write separate forward and afterward documents that will not be submitted to the present code. It is all the more important to check for typos and omitted asterisks in the first section opening tag, ** section, as if the second section opening tag is correctly written, such mistakes in the first section would result in its exclusion from the list of sections. You should avoid non-directional double quotes when writing your text document on your computer, as these characters are omitted in the RTF file. Documents should be redacted in a word processor that uses directional quotes, and be saved in text or RTF format. As for setting up the application, you need to first head over to my GitHub repository at the link in the description. Then, click on the code drop-down button and click on Download Zip, in order to download the compressed working folder in zip format. Extract the folder to your desired destination, then access the Make Your Own Gamebook main folder and select its contents, and cut and paste them into your working folder. Delete the empty folder and the zip file, and head back to the README file on the GitHub page and proceed to the Getting Started section. Go to your working folder in the File Explorer, and click on the folder's arrow in the Windows header. Simply select Open in Terminal in order to open a windowed command line, with the correct path to your working folder. Then, copy-paste the commands from steps 1 through 3, of the Getting Started section of the GitHub, into the command line in your working folder. In step 1, you will create a virtual environment, called env, in your working folder. This will reduce the risks of conflicting dependency versions with other software on your computer, and make things work smoother altogether. In step 2, you will activate the virtual environment. Please note that you will need to activate the virtual environment every time you wish to run one of the Python codes in a new command line window. Finally, in step 3, you will install the required spell checker module to spell check the section titles. And that's it. You are now ready to make your own gamebook. The first step in making your own gamebook is to run the find section title mistakes.py Python code on your text file or RTF document. This will generate an error report text file with the same name as your file, but with a section title mistakes suffix. I have developed this application using a 1000 section long gamebook template, and I have inserted some key mistakes in it, in order to illustrate the use of the find section title mistakes.py code. Here you can observe a typo in the section tag of the first section, **section instead of **section. As the section tag is misspelled, it will therefore not be split in the Make Gamebook.py code. Provided that the following section tag has no issues, the first section will then be excluded from the list of sections. It is therefore important for you to ensure that the first section tag is correctly spelled, and that it contains the required 2 opening asterisks, as any typos or omitted opening asterisks would not be picked up by the Find Section Title Mistakes.py code, and such mistakes for the first section would not be included in the error report. The next mistake was inserted in the section title header of the third section, before sorting the sections by random section numbers. As you can see, it is included in the error report. The asterisks in the fifth section's opening tag were omitted, section instead of **section. The fifth section was therefore not split, and was combined with the fourth section. The code can detect this, because there are more than one set of 2 successive asterisks in a given section. However, if both sets of asterisks in a section title header are omitted, as is the case in the 9th section, the code will not be able to report that mistake, if the preceding section has no issues, as the section without asterisks will be appended to it. In the 11th section, the set of asterisks after the section title was omitted. As the asterisks are present in the **section opening tag, the section will successfully be split, but the Make Gamebook.py code will not be able to locate the title within the section, since there is no asterisk handle to help it find the title. The Find Section Title Mistakes.py code thus adds entries with no asterisks to the error report, to avoid such problems. These representative mistakes illustrate the importance of diligently including 2 asterisks before the section title opening tag, and after the section title itself, for example, **section exploration of the cave ***. The next step in making your own gamebook is to run the Make Gamebook.py code on your text file or RTF document, once the issues listed in the error report have been addressed. In this example, I have inserted typos in all of the section title references in section 996, **section instead of **section, and I have included the section 997 twice to illustrate how section title duplicates are handled by the code. As you can see in the command line, the Make Gamebook.py code has detected a contiguity problem in attempting to reach the final entry from the first section. It reports the latest point in the original unsorted document that it was able to access. As both entries of section 996 contain typos in their section title references, which no longer match up to their respective section title headers, section 996 is effectively detected as a dead end in the storyline. Depending on the exact configuration of the previous node in your story arc, and the number of times the code has gone through loops in that node, it will report the latest entry that it was able to access, which may vary very slightly, maybe one section before or after, from one run to another, but will succeed in letting you know where to pinpoint the issue at hand. Any duplicate section titles will also be reported in the command line, as is the case for section 997. Should the code encounter none of these issues, a message will be displayed in the command line, letting you know that your gamebook has been successfully created and has passed the contiguity test. And that's it. You can now easily create your very own gamebook in a few seconds, without all the hassle of assigning random section numbers yourself.